Hey, good afternoon, YouTube. Good evening. It's been a great evening. So, just going live here. Got some great topics I need to talk about with everybody. So, just getting Facebook all squared away as well. I'm starting to learn how to do this. Hopefully, everything is going well. Can you guys hear me? Put a noise or notice in the comments if you could, because I kind of want to hear if you guys can hear me. So hopefully everything's going well with the live. Okay. Well, let me just check something here. Good to go. Nice. All right. I just wanted to, that's my son jumping in there with me. Pete, thanks for jumping in here. Got a good topic of discussion today. Want to help people better themselves and get going. So, I wanted to sit here and talk a little bit about some of the projects we've got going on with Arctic Wolf Enterprises. So it's AWE because we put the awe in awesome, and just wanted you guys to know that there's plenty more dad jokes where that came from. So don't go anywhere. I'm you can ask my son right there if you see him in public. I got hella dad jokes. So that being said, we're going to jump into the topic right now. The topic that I want to discuss today is mindset shift because one of the big problems that people have is wrapping their brain around what it takes to be a real estate investor. And my target audience is people that haven't bought their first rental property yet. I really want to help everybody get their first rental property, and you need to have the mindset for that. That was kind of weird, but you need the mindset. Okay, and one of the things that is going to happen, you're going to run into people that are naysayers. Okay, so if the people around you have never bought a rental, they've never managed tenants, they've never closed a deal, then their opinion is just noise. And I got to tell you, that noise is the thank you, the goat himself. I didn't see Jordan jump in here. Michael Jordan, is he in here? Appreciate that though. Thanks, JD, J Dubs. Oh, J Dubs, what's going on, man? And so that noise that you're listening to from these people that have never done what you're wanting to do, it's costing you years. It's costing you years of experience. It's costing you years of generating wealth, and it's costing you years of basically cash flow that you could be making. So you need to learn how to handle. First of all, you need to learn who these people are. They're generally friends and family. Okay, that start out and that they really have no idea what it takes to be a real estate investor. So you need to take the advice from the proper people. Now I know my son Pete is on here, and I've taught Pete since he was a little kid what it takes to be a real estate investor, and it's one of those things where I was hoping to help him avoid having to deal with this kind of thing because your friends and family love you. Okay, I'm not trying to talk bad about your friends and family. They love you to pieces. Okay, but they're trying to talk you out of risk, and it's not because they're protecting their comfort. Okay, your comfort. They're protecting their own comfort. Okay, your comfort is basically your future is lost in the comfort zone. Okay. And they're protecting their comfort because if they lose you out of the comfort zone or you start doing bigger things than they do, I've noticed one of the things that especially when my business started taking off, taken off a few times because real estate is kind of an up and down. Okay. You're going to have good times, you're going to have bad times, you're going to have lean times, but you're going to have times when you're just rocking life hardcore. And when you start rocking life, that's when people start hating a little bit. And that's when all the naysayers come out. And, before you buy that first rental property, you have to decide what you want. Do you want to listen to people who haven't done what you want to do? Or do you want to just ignore that advice, tell them to shut the hell up and get away from you? I mean, that's what I did, but you guys don't have to be me. I'm a little bit more abrasive because you can ask anybody that knows me. I'm kind of I'm kind of a little abrasive. So, but I wouldn't recommend that for friends and family. It didn't work out well for me on some of my family, but what are you going to do? So, and they come at you in different ways. One of the things you guys have to get used to when you go to buy your first rental property, the minute that you start telling people that you want to buy a rental property, okay, that's when they start accusing you of being a slumlord. They don't know who you are. They have no idea what kind of landlord you're going to be, but it's instantly, it's always got to be you're going to be a slumlord. And all that is to tear you down and discourage you from being a landlord in general. Okay? That's what that's meant to do. It's meant to keep you in your comfort zone so their comfort zone isn't affected. And when they see you doing something better than them, they a lot of times people can get jealous. Okay, and there's no way around saying it. That's what you have. You know, I had a situation where I for years, okay, years and years and years, I've tried to keep my exploits and my businesses and my accomplishments to myself because I let haters affect my self, not really self-worth, but I didn't want to have to, I didn't want to freaking have to hear it anymore. Like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, they just don't believe some of the stuff. When you guys are going to find, especially for you younger guys and girls out there, you're going to find that the older you get and the longer you live, the more cool crap that you've done, the more people don't believe you. Like, I could sit here and tell you all the projects that I've been through and all the spec house that I built, the portfolio that I've built, just the jobs that I've had, the number of miles I've driven in a tractor trailer. I could tell you everything from start to finish. And, it just sounds impossible that one person can accomplish that in 55 years. But I can assure you that everything I tell you has happened. And I had a situation where I had an ex roommate who didn't really believe anything that I told him, which is fine. I don't compete against anybody, and I'm not there to try and convince anybody. But I just got to the point now where I came to the realization that if people don't know what I've accomplished, then they don't know what they're capable of accomplishing. Does that make sense? I hope that, if you put that in the comment, does that make some sense? Because if people don't understand or they don't know what I've accomplished, and I'm just a trucker, I mean, I tell people that my main goal in life is to go through life not being the smartest person in the room. And when you're not the smartest person in the room, you can learn from the people who are smart, and that helps you level up. I tell everybody, if I'm the smartest person in the room, I put myself in a different room because I got to get uncomfortable. My comfort zone has been a constant battle with me because you start making decent money, and then you get a little bit complacent, and then you stop looking to the future, and you can't do that. Okay. So let me go over. I came to the conclusion that there's roughly about five types of voices that you just really need to fire out of your life and have them stop giving you advice. Okay, the first person that you're going to run into is the fear talker. Okay, they're going to tell you now is not the right time. It's never the right time for these people. Okay, they're fear talkers. They're just going to tell you, listen, the market's up, the market's down, you're overpaying for properties, you're going to lose your ass on a property. If you buy now, you're going to be bankrupt, you're going to be destitute, you're going to be living on the streets, you're going to be living, to quote Chris Farley, one of my favorite Saturday Night Live people, you're going to be living in a van down by the river. Okay, that's exactly what these fear talkers do. They take all of your fears, which you're already dealing with. You've got the fear in your comfort zone. Okay, but you need to deal with this fear, because if you want to have an extraordinary life, if you want to build a portfolio that can create generational wealth, and you want to build something that requires you not work 9 to 5 until the day you drop dead, then you need to deal with the fear. You need to deal with the naysayers. Okay, do not listen to these people, because all they care about is scaring the living crap right out of you. And that's exactly what they're doing. Okay. Oh, hey, the Philippines are joining in. Lindsay, how are you today? Oh, there you go. There's my sister jumping in. I got the whole crew right here. That's great. All of my favorite people in the entire world are in here, and more joining in. So, um, if you guys are listening to this on Facebook or YouTube, jump in. Let's talk, okay? Because right now we're in the middle of the first of the five voices that you need to fire. You just need to fire them right out of your life because they're gonna suck the life right out of you, and they're gonna tell you, you know, they're just gonna instill fear. So that's what the fear talkers do. They don't want you buying properties. They want to instill the fear. Okay. The next one is the cynic. Okay. The cynic doubts everything. Okay. Real estate's dead. We're not going to be able to make any money on it. Um, I'm sure you guys have run into cynics all the time. The glass is always half empty with these folks, and I have a lot of people. I've fired a lot of people in my life that are the glass is half empty kind of people, and you just don't need that kind of negativity because positivity. And Lindsay has reinforced this with me from the Philippines. Positivity breeds positive results. Okay. So if you have positivity, you're going to manifest good things in your life and you treat people the way you want to be treated. You treat people well, and they have a tendency to return that to you in tenfold. Okay. So the cynic is going to tell you everything under the sun that's wrong with real estate. Okay. You're not going to find any good contractors. You're not going to find any good tenants. Tenants are going to destroy the house. They're the fear talker and the cynic are fairly close. It's just they come at it differently. I mean, the fear talker comes right at you with the fear, like you. They make it specific to you. Okay, so now is not the time for you to buy real estate. Okay, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to end up regretting. You're going to buy a house that's underwater. You're going to this, you're going to that, you're going to this. The cynic is talking more in generalized terms. Real estate's dead. There are no good tenants out there. You can't find any contractors that want to work. They're all going to take your money. They're going to, the property managers are all going to steal your money. And these are all just people that are more comfortable with you being complacent and not shining over them. Okay, not showing them up because that's what they're comfortable with. They don't want you to show them up. Okay. And that's a big deal because the jealousy is a real thing. And the better you do, the more people are going to come out of the woodwork and they're not going to believe the things that you do. Okay. So my best advice to you is fire these people. Just fire them completely. Be like, look, dude, I know for a fact you have no rental properties. So until you buy a rental property and you can speak from experience, you're speaking from noise, and I can't listen to you anymore. Okay. The next person that you have to fire is the know-it-all. Okay. We have these know-it-alls. The know-it-all. They jump in here. They watch a couple of my videos. They watch a couple of Grant Cardone's videos. They watch a couple of different real estate investors' videos, and they absorb this information a little bit at a time, but they don't take the information and they don't implement it. Okay. And then they tell you that they watched all the videos and the videos just don't work. Okay. You watched all the videos. You say you know it all about real estate, but you don't own any real estate. I just, okay. So how exactly is that? How exactly is that helping? Is that proof of concept? That's not proof of concept. That's proof that you want me to not buy real estate. And it's also proof that, well, you're a dumbass. I'm sorry. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it the way I see it. I can't help it. I'm abrasive. You guys know I'm abrasive. I hope you guys love me for it anyway. But I'm not going to mince words with people. Like you come at me and tell me that you know everything about real estate. I'm like, okay, and you own no rental properties. I got into a fight. I got into an argument with one of my uh, okay, I'm going to go back to just one more time to this extra roommate. Came at me and told me that you can't buy. I listened to a friend of mine who has never bought real estate and owns nothing, but you can't buy real estate without getting a bank loan and putting 20% down and doing this and this and this. Step one, two, three, four, five. And it's basically the playbook for losing their ass on real estate. Okay. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to tell them no, you can buy real estate with less than 20% down. You can owner finance it. You can charge less interest. You can whatever the heck you want in real estate. Okay. Real estate is one of those things that you, you as long as two people are in agreement, the buyer and the seller, you can do whatever the heck you want. Okay. You don't have to you don't have to go to a bank, and you don't have to structure your deals like the cookie cutter way they tell you that you should structure your deal. Okay. Gotta calm down a little bit because I'm getting a little worked up, and I don't want to get worked up because then I'm gonna get a little worked up, and that's not good. Okay. And I am also not drunk. I'm just a little tired because I did work a very long shift today. But I wanted to try 7 o'clock because I think a lot more people will be able to jump in here than 1 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. We're going to try 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night and see if that helps. Okay. The next person you have to fire, the next person that's going to try and keep you from buying rental properties is the victim. Okay. I call it the victim. It's never their fault. They blame the economy. They blame their boss. My boss doesn't pay me enough. I can't make payments on rental properties because my boss doesn't pay me enough. The government takes too much in taxes, even though real estate helps me save a bunch of money on taxes. I'm not going to buy real estate because the government takes too much taxes. It's a never ending story. And when I throw this curtain back and I explain these five people to you, you can't unsee this. All right. You're going to see these people talking to you when you go to buy your first rental property. And you're going to be like, oh, there's a naysayer. There's the victim right there. There's the know-it-all. There's the cynic. Oh, there's a fear talker. Yep, that guy's just a fear talker. But it's never their fault. But they never take their shot. They tell you that they can't take their shot because everybody else is basically lining up against them to keep them down. And that's not necessarily the case. I mean, the economy is always going to be good or bad. It's going to go up and down. It's going to have good times and bad times. The key to being a good real estate investor, you need to learn how to make money in any economy. Okay. I'm pretty confident in being able to make money in any economy. Price goes up, price goes down, taxes go up, taxes go down. And if you buy based on cash flow and you keep your numbers and you keep your criteria right dialed in, you have to keep your criteria dialed in. Don't fall in love with a property. When you get into trouble when you start falling in love with properties, because then common sense goes right out the window. Right over here, this window right here, common sense goes right out it. And you need common sense so you don't lose your ass on real estate. Okay. So the victim, beware the victim. Don't engage the victim, because no matter what you tell the victim, they're always going to come at you with some other thing that's causing them to not be able to invest in real estate. And you just got to walk away and let them handle it. Okay. Because it's going to drive you absolutely bonkers. Because if you sit there, and you could sit there for years and try and tell people like when the victim comes at you, every single thing that they tell you, you've got a counter for. You got a counter argument. You've proven to them that you're doing what they want to do, but they just keep coming at you and telling you that you're wrong. I've got 38 years of experience, and I still have people telling me I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. Okay, fine. You are correct. I told this to Giovanni. I don't know if Giovanni's in here, but one of the things that he talked to me about, and I talked to him about, is he would come at me and tell me about people with their limiting beliefs. Okay. And what a limiting belief is that's a belief that society teaches you that limits your ability to succeed. Okay. So one example of a limiting belief would be what I said earlier, like the economy is bad. So you're going to lose money on that, or you can't buy a property with less than 20% down. It's just not true. That's a limiting belief that society in general is taught you. Okay. And society teaches you the limiting belief is this or the limiting belief is that. And I said limiting belief 100 times because you need to understand that limiting beliefs are exactly that. They're beliefs that limit your ability to succeed. And if I were you, I would dispel them and move on, because the quicker you get rid of all these preconceived notions in your head and you open up your mind to the existence of possibility, that's when real magic starts happening in real estate. So Giovanni was talking to me, and people were coming at him with real limiting beliefs, and he would engage them. He would, be like, no, no, that's not how it is. And then they would fight him on it and they would argue about it. And I finally looked at Gio and I said, listen, man, if somebody comes to you and they look you in the face and they tell you, and this is for all of you guys, if any of these 5 type of people come to you and they tell you, I cannot buy real estate for less than 20% down, and I have to go to a bank and I have to have a pre-approval letter and I have to do it the traditional way that a real estate, they're 100% correct. Okay. I'm not calling them a liar. They are 100% right in their reality. Okay. Not your reality, because you can buy real estate for no money down with, whatever you can negotiate. But for them, when they tell you they can't buy property with less than 20% down, they're right. They're telling you the truth in their reality. And I would not argue with them at all, because it is the truth in their reality. And that's important that you realize that and just step away. Okay. Just be over here buying your rental properties and just ignoring all the noise. And these people are very, very bad noise. Okay. The last type of person that these are just people I run into over the years, and I can name at least 3 or 4 of each people that I ran into over the years that I just frustrates me, because there's so much opportunity out there, um, that it's ridiculous. Okay, my business right now is 10xing; it's blowing up. So the last one is the comfort addict. These are the people that get stuck in the comfort zone. They jump in the comfort zone. I'm not begrudging anybody, man, or women, or whoever. If you get in the comfort zone and you love the comfort zone so much that you want to sit there for 50 years and not set the world on fire with your income, or and you're okay with I told somebody in Facebook yesterday. I posted on Facebook. Well, I didn't, but I have a team that handles all my social media now, so I really don't pay. I mean, I pay attention to it. I read it, but I jump in and engage in a lot of it. But they come up with some creative things, and they're just better at it than I am. But one of my videos I posted that, hey, it's Larry, your mentor, and somebody felt the need to jump in on the comments and say, sorry, dude, but you're not my mentor. And my answer was, you're right. I can't be responsible for making everybody extraordinary. We need normies. Okay. So if I'm not your mentor and you just want to be a normie, uh, that's fine. Do you? I don't, I, it's not on me to turn you into an extraordinary individual or a high performing person. I'm already there. And if you want to join me, I can show you the way, but I'm not going to fight you over it. If I'm not your mentor, and keep moving, because I have an entire Alpha Wolf pack of Arctic Wolf Enterprises that I am a mentor to. J Dubs is in there calling me the goat, which I appreciate so much. So the comfort addict is just somebody, they're going to sit there and they're going to be like, why do you want to go buy real estate? You should just be grateful you got a job. Okay. You should be thankful that you're not living on the streets right now. Okay. Yes, I am very thankful. Don't get me wrong. I'm very, very thankful that I'm not living on the street. Okay. That's an attitude of gratitude. Okay. That has nothing to do with the comfort zone. I am very grateful for all the blessings that God has given me through the years, and I try and do the best I can to pay that forward to other people, which is why I'm on YouTube. I'm trying to get you guys across the finish line, and I'm trying to help you buy your first rental property. And that's oh can I just clicked over to Facebook, or yeah, can you hear me now? Colleen, I didn't know if you're still in here listening, but let me see how I can turn the volume of this up. Let me get this a little closer. Is that hopefully that's any better? Can everybody hear me? Can you post down here? Somebody on Facebook, one of my coworkers, said that the volume is very low, and I don't want her to not hear me because it's important stuff. Let me see. Let me switch the microphone over on. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make sure everybody can hear me because it's important stuff that I'm doing. Sorry, I'm not great at singing. Let's see, where am I? All right. I'm doing fairly well, and I want to make sure that my settings are all good. Then it looks like, let me do the stream settings. Oh, live video. Boy, we're having fun now, aren't we? This is amazing stuff that I'm hopefully giving everybody good information. But can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I know Colleen said that it was bad. Okay, so I was talking about the comfort zone. So the people in the comfort zone, they don't want you getting out of the comfort zone. That's what I can tell you. So take these people before you buy your first rental property and just give them their good, the just desserts, I guess, is what you should you actually should do, because we need to just stop listening to the wrong people. Okay. All right. Let's see. So here's what I generally try and do. Okay. My opinion on it is I have a replacement rule. Okay. So when I get a person that's being difficult to me, or they're doing one of the 5 individuals, I have what I call the replacement rule. And that's what I replace their opinion with somebody who is an operator in the industry. Okay. So if you come at me and you say, now the economy is too bad to buy real estate. Okay. I'm going to go seek out somebody who's buying real estate right now. And I'm going to be like, hey, so I got this guy over here telling me that the economy is too bad for real estate. Is that accurate? What can we do? How can I make money in this? Okay. And they generally tell me the truth. They're not going to mince words. You're never going to get smoke, or you're never going to get a bunch of garbage from somebody who is doing more than you are. Okay. That's just not something that's going to happen. So once they come at you, if they're doing less than you are, then they'll give you problems, which kind of cracks me up, because people that you want to become are never going to give you a problem. We're all very supportive of each other. So so one investor, one agent investor, one lender, whoever, one contractor, no contractors. There's no contractors out there that want to work. Find a contractor, ask them, are you somebody that's going to show up? Do you have enough business? Are you going to help me out? So take all these voices of fear and find a counter argument from actually somebody doing what you want to do. That's the key to getting through the fear of this stuff. Yeah, my sister. Yeah, hard work definitely is a big factor. Yeah. So, and then property managers and mentors are another ones that are good. You're going to hear all this garbage from these people that want you to not succeed, not excel, and not show them up, if you will. And you just got to find the counter argument from people who are actually living in the industry and working in the industry right now. And that's important. Okay. So here's what I got going on. This is my new standard. All right. I need you guys to understand this. Okay. If you guys are not touring properties, you're not making calls, you're not writing offers, you're not what I call stuck. you're choosing comfort over an extraordinary life of investing. Okay. You guys got to do the reps. You got to get out there and you got to write these offers. If you haven't written an offer in a month, then you're choosing comfort over everything. And once you choose comfort over everything, you're pretty stuck in the position that you're in, and a normal life is what you can look forward to, the normie life, if you will. And I prefer I want I've always known that myself and my family and the people that I care about are going to have extraordinary lives, and I'm going to do everything I can to help them achieve that. So you need to set this as your new standard. Tour properties, make calls, do write offers. Okay. You guys gotta get unstuck. You're not stuck. Okay. You're consciously choosing the normie life. That's there's no way around it. There's no way to say that. So get rid of all the noise. Okay. If you haven't bought your first rental property, get rid of all the noise, cut all these people. You don't need to cut them out of your life. Just don't talk investing. Okay. Don't talk what you want to do with these people, because just know right out of the gate that they're going to be not something that you really are going to use to excel yourself into a life of an extraordinary life. Okay. So here's what I've got for you guys. I've got a 7-day challenge for you. So hopefully everybody's listening. And if you could, down below, just write down list or in the comments, and I will send you this list. I want to make sure you guys know that this is my 7-day challenge that I do periodically. If I find myself in the comfort zone, then I go back through this and I reread my list. And these are the 7 things that I do in order to get motivated again. And and YouTube has helped a lot, actually, get me remotivated. So I got to thank Giovanni for that. But so day 1, okay, you got a 7-day challenge. The first day, delete 3 negative inputs. Okay, people, podcasts, news, a negative force in your life right now that's just spewing hatred and negativity. Get, bye, gone. My sister likes to say, rubbish gone. So get rid of the garbage. Okay. Get that stuff gone, get it off of your plate, and don't pay attention to it, because negativity will really affect your attitude, and it'll breed more negativity out of you. So that's day 1. Sit down, go through some things in your life. And the first day, cut out 3 negative inputs. If that's people, that's podcasts, whatever. Okay. News, like stop watching CNN. Stop watching CNN. Okay. So day 2, okay, we're going to switch it to the positive. Day 1's cutting out the negative. Get it gone. Got to get gone. I call it the triple G. Got to get gone. Okay. Day number 2, join one investor room. Okay. Go on Facebook, go on some of these meetup places, and join one investor group that will help you level up your life. Okay. And surround yourself by the people that you want to be. That's the key. You want to be an investor, you need to be surrounded by investors, real estate investing. Okay. If you're in a room with 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. That's just my attitude, has been that way for years. And that's the case, because I find myself a lot lately in rooms with very, very wealthy people, and we're rocking it right now. So, okay. And I will send you the list. Okay. Day number 3. Okay. Book one call with a lender or a private money person or somebody that you can talk to about buying rental properties. Okay. I've talked on a couple of different things. When you do no money down, you've got to find private money people that'll lend you their own money, so you don't have to come up with your own money. So day 3, find a lender, even if it's a regular bank. You got to learn the terminology. You got to get out there and meet these people. And you never know, a community bank right down the road may be the one that finances your entire portfolio and your path to generational wealth. So go in and be like, I'm going to be a real estate investor. I need to talk to a loan officer. Okay. And then start looking for private money, start looking for investment groups. Family offices are big. A family office, what a family office is for you folks that don't know what a family office is, but these are for super rich families that incorporate and make a family office, and they they basically, it's a business. The family office is a business that takes all their millions and makes more millions and modifies it and blows it up, because every generation in a generational wealth family is charged with having to not only protect the wealth, but your job as part of this family is to expand the wealth. Okay, take the generational wealth, protect what we've got, and expand it even farther. Okay. Day number 4. This is my favorite one. Okay. Go tour 2 properties. Okay. Make appointments. Get a real estate agent if you don't know how to go about getting your own appointments. I prefer off market because I'm not opposed to real estate agents by any means. They definitely serve a purpose. But I've gotten to the point now where I find better deals on my own. And then if I have to employ a real estate agent, I usually either use my sister or George. My sister is actually right on here, so hit her up. She'll Virginia Church. She'll help you out. She's a real estate agent, you know, and tour 2 properties. Give her a call. Day number 4. Have her go show you these properties. You got to learn what you're looking for. Go tour them. Get off the couch and go get your properties. Okay, that's it. All right. Day number 5, after you tour the properties, if you run the numbers, which you have to do the underwriting, go back a couple of weeks and a couple episodes ago and just re-listen to the property underwriting that I did, and make an offer. Learn how to write up an offer. Okay. So you have to learn how to write up an offer. And you got to get over the fear of it. It's not daunting at all. What's the worst they're going to say on an offer? No. Ooh, okay. All right. I'm good with no. I mean, I'd rather them say yes. It's my lowball offer. I've had more lowball offers accepted than not accepted, which kind of cracks me up. But you have a tendency to make a lot of money. So, day number 6. Once you get the offer written and it's accepted, then you need to follow up on the offer and you need to ask for concessions. Okay. What a concession is that's something that you want the seller to give you in return for making this offer. So I don't have any good concessions right off the top of my head, but say you're buying a duplex and part of the concession is that you want, I don't know, okay, so say this house is a great looking house, but the mailbox looks like crap. But you want a high end, nice looking mailbox. I'll buy this house, but I want a concession. I want you to replace the mailbox, and I want this specific mailbox. And then the seller has to decide whether they want to give you the concession. That's a kind of a mild one, but you never know. So, yeah, my sisters, you never know until you try. Just throw the offer out there. What's the worst they can say? No. I've heard no a lot in my life, and I'm completely fine with it. I don't even care. If I get a no, then I'll move on to the next property because I don't fall in love with the property. But I always make a mental note that this property I offered on, because if that's still on the market in 2 or 3 months, I'm circling back around. I keep circling back around to these. Sorry, a little thirsty there. So yeah, you got to circle back around. And then day 7, go back to the beginning and repeat it. Repeat this whole 7-day course, but you have higher standards that you use now. Okay. So cut out the same negativity as day 1, but right now I'm assuming day 1 that you cut out like low hanging fruit. Okay. Negativity. Oh, that guy, looked at me cross-eyed or something. I don't know. He did this or he did that. So you're looking at low hanging fruit. Go back and use higher standards to complete these steps over and over again. And if you succeed every day and have victory, win after win after win on a daily basis, then you have no option but to succeed long term. So, all right. Well, that's pretty much what I've got for you right now. Just know that mindset shift is something that you've got to work on, okay? If you don't have a if you don't have your mindset right, it's going to be very difficult for you to buy rental properties. And I rental properties uh, buying real estate has created more millionaires and billionaires than any other investment vehicle. So just know that once once you figure out your mindset, you get that first rental property out of the way, and you realize you are in fact making a ton of money, then that's when life gets very interesting. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, put them down here. I'll be more than happy to answer questions for you. If you need me to walk you through how to cut the noise and get these people out of your life, because they're not looking out for your best interest. Okay. They're just trying to stop you from being extraordinary. And that's not something that you need. That negativity is just not something you need in your life right now. If you want to create generational wealth, then you need to get after it and you need to quiet the noise. All right. So I am going to shut down Facebook Live. You guys, I love you over here on Facebook Live. Hopefully the volume comes up on that, but I got to get a better microphone. I got a decent mic, but it's not apparently not great. So I better figure that out before my next live. So, all right. Facebook is love you guys on Facebook. Have a great one. All right. Facebook Live is out. That leaves us here at YouTube. All right. Love you guys. I don't know what else to say. I want you guys to succeed more than I can even tell you. So you guys have a great night. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I look at every single comment. I answer every one of them. I'm obsessed with making sure that I give you good content. So if I have a comment on there, I'm going to answer it. All right. You guys have a blessed night. Take care. Love you guys. Mm-mm.